I'm Jennifer Angel. This is my planetary overview report for the week of March the 7th. Now, you may or may not know that each month I do a full planetary written report, which goes on my New York Daily News pages, newyorkdailynews.com/horoscopes. I actually am going to read the whole report as my monthly report as well on the video, but I'm good. This is actually a very interesting week with the solar eclipse coming up, so I'm going to read through just this 1 week, and then you can go on to the pages and read the whole report for the month, or listen to it on video, whatever's best for you. But of course, I do have the daily scopes on the New York Daily News pages. Plus, I do all sorts of other articles on there as well. There's a great article coming up this month. It'll be posted by now, and that's on the power of the property of the energy of essences. And I did interview Joe Rishkus at Enflage down in Greenwich Village in New York, and it's a really, really very interesting interview about using essences in your life. So I hope you go along and have a read of that, and if you like it, please send it out to your social networks as well, because these people are very generous with giving up their time for me to gather this information to share with everybody. But let's get back to the week of March the 7th. So it's a new moon on March the 8th. It's a solar eclipse. It's a supermoon, so it has a much larger gravitational pull than just the normal eclipse, and it's a total eclipse as well. It's the first eclipse for this year, and it's in the sign of Pisces. Okay, so it's very inspiring, and I love Pisces, imagination and idealism, and I know people say, well, if you're idealistic, then you set yourself up for a disappointment. But if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I love to be idealistic, because I think it's a great point to start from. And of course, life does inevitably come with its compromises, because even though ideally you might want to do something, you may not want to give up what you need to give up to do that. So it becomes a real sort of balancing, and areas of where will you compromise, where will you not compromise, what can you negotiate on. So in many facets there, life is really a bit of a game where you give and take the whole time. So I think taking that in consideration, yeah, I like to be idealistic, because I think when you're idealistic, you really get in touch with what it is you want at your heart level, and that's connected to your soul level. So the more you can connect to your ideals at a heart level, I think the closer you are to connecting to your soul's purpose. Okay, well, that's my feeling about it anyway. I hope that makes sense to you. So also the eclipse, just getting back to the report, it is right opposite Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is Pisces' traditional ruler, so it's like Pisces' co-ruler. So to have that powerful eclipse opposite Jupiter sitting right opposite there is quite amazing. True, it just sets up where dreams can come true. Okay, so dream of the fairy tale. I'm certainly doing that at the moment. I have quite a few dreams. I've just moved, as a lot of you will know from my report a couple of weeks ago. And I have real high hopes for this year, and I want you to have the same for yourself. Now, Jupiter is sitting in Virgo, and it is retrograde, so it does sort of pull back or weaken, let's say, the magical effect somewhat, but it's still, in my book, very magical. And also, I think that, retrograde and in Virgo has a very grounding effect. And that grounding effect does sort of help us to put the dreams into action rather than just them being like fanciful. So everything has its purpose, doesn't it? Now, Mercury and Neptune will meet up in Pisces on the 10th, and then when Venus also makes her move to Pisces, which is quite a magical water sign, on the 12th, then the scene really is well and truly set for love. But only if it's love that ignites your heart and soul. So it has to be true love, not love that you think you want. Sometimes, we think we want something, and then all of a sudden we go, hey, I thought I wanted that, but maybe I really don't. Okay, so one of the challenges in life is really to find out what it is you really want. And I know that sounds easy, but I'm sure you agree with me. It's not so easy sometimes. So you have to, peel back the layers of conditioning and the layers of what society puts on you and your family or upbringing, your friends. And when you do all that and you stand there and say, well, what is it that I want? And when you get to that point, and you can attract the love that you want, not the love that you think you should have, or the love that you think someone else is going to be acceptable, about. It's for you. And because, some signs want to please people more than others, but really everybody wants to be accepted in life. I think that's true. And part of that is, we want our friends, family, and the people we associate with to like each other. That's sort of just normal as well. So sometimes we're willing to make some compromises in our wants and desires to achieve that. But it's important, and that's okay, but it's important not to go too far with it as well. Now, this is also a good time to get in touch with goals, all sorts of goals on all levels. And, what you want, not just from love, but from money. Venus, it governs love and money. And, have a think about every area of your life, what it is that you want to attract. And with this, Pisces moon, total eclipse and supermoon, then it's a good base for attraction. And when I go through the individual reports in a moment, I'm going to go through what area of life for each and every sign that's going to have an effect on. Okay. And, as I said, if you can be idealistic, then that's certainly a real good starting point in my book. All right, so love and luck to you. I hope you have a fabulous week. I hope something wonderful is, happening for each and every one of you. And remember, it's always great to look on the side of gratitude and to look at what you have and what you want, rather than what you haven't got and don't want. Okay, there's a higher energy and attraction power to always think in the terms of gratitude and positive. Okay, love and luck to you. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.